Hey everybody, we've got a really special guest today, one of my favorite players, and a guy who plays this style of music, 30s type jazz, better than anybody I know in the world, my buddy Jonathan Stout. What a great player and a really unusual guitar.
Woo! Hi everybody. Wow, this is an honor to be Mr. Guitar of the Day. This is what a lineage I'm following.
Oh, well, when you hear this guy play, you'll know there's everybody's following him.
What we have is a 1934 Gibson L-5 that was custom ordered and custom built for the great Kress, who was one of the chord melody 30s mavens of doing that style. And what he was unique for is he used a kind of low tuning, a low B flat, and then the rest was tuned in fifths like a banjo. So he almost got like a 7-string guitar range out of 6 strings. And so he had Gibson build him these custom guitars. He made 4 of them. And they've got a longer scale, so instead of a 25 3/4 or 24 3/4, it's 24.9, so it's almost 25. And it's got this super long, almost like a Gibson Super 400 headstock with the cool banjo inlays. And it's got these picture frame inlays on the fingerboard as well. The neck is super wide and kind of U-shaped. But that's to accommodate kind of the bigger strings he would have used to get that low tuning. And this example is just really spectacular. I mean, you know, the flame on the back, the flame on the neck. It looks like this center stripe is a little wide to make that neck fatter. And it's got the original Grover tuners on it. And just looks in amazing shape. And apparently this just came from our friend Joe Bonamassa. Yep. I should say the shop's friend. I don't know Joe. Seems like a really nice guy. But it came with all these great bits of ephemera. So this is the shipping ledgers. It got sent back to Gibson in 1937 and again in 1940. So they were probably doing some work on it, keeping it in top shape. But these are some Gibson ads that would have been around, which is great. So that's Kress. And he was the duet partner for the great Eddie Lang before Eddie Lang passed. And then that guy there, Dick McDonough, became his duet partner. And there they are, both on Gibson L5s. So yeah, that's today's guitar of the day, this killer Kress 34 L5.
And this is a little letter from my buddy Joe. He got this in and he loved it, but I had a guitar that he loved even more. It was a Dave Edmunds J200. It's the one that he was used on the Rock Pile record, and it's on the picture sleeve of the record, and Joe had to have it, and he knows that I love these things, so I said, well, Joe, you know that L5 that you got? You know, so we were able to work out a cool trade, and I think this is one of the most unusual Gibson archtops we've ever had.
There's only 4 of them ever like this, and outside of that, there's probably only 1 or 2 more with different kind of inlays and anything.
And Kress was seen in the Gibson ads. They would have these little magazines or brochures where they'd have a bunch of their endorsees on there, and Carl was on a lot of those from back in the day.
In 1934, there's only a handful of guitarists that mattered, and he was right at the top.
Well, if he played with Eddie Lang, that means a lot too. So, historical guitar. Jonathan's going to show you what you can do with this guitar, and Jonathan knows exactly what to do with these kind of guitars, and his chord melody playing and his kind of 30s jazz chord melody stuff. I don't know anybody who can do it as well. So it's a treat for you guys. And by the way, if people want to watch your videos, other videos, and study with you or anything.
Yeah, you can find me at campus5.com with the F-I-V-E, or at it on Instagram at campus5. I've been doing this thing lately where I do a chorus a day on Instagram in different like 1930s styles. And yeah, and then on Bandcamp is the best place to get all of our music.
And the All Guitar Network. You did a number of things on the All Guitar Network as well. So very cool stuff. Jonathan, thank you for treating us with this. I got to hear you play this.
Let's go do it. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we're out front with the 1934 Kress ordered Gibson L5. This is one of the 4 personal guitars that Kress ordered from Gibson with the big, almost Super 400 long headstock. It's a 24.9 scale, so it's a little bit tighter. Big fat neck, and it sounds killer. And the sustain on it. I mean, I know sustain for vintage guitar geeks is a running gag, but like, I mean, it's nuts. This is bonkers. So I'm going to play one of Carl Kress's tunes. Carl Kress played in this really weird tuning, like a banjo tuning with a low B flat, big deep bass. It inspired George Van Epps to invent the 7-string guitar. I'm going to play one of his tunes called Sutton Mutton, but I'm going to cheat and play it in standard tuning because I'm not as cool as Carl Kress. But here it goes. It goes something like this. That's a little snippet of Sutton Mutton, and that's the way he would have played it with those big, fat, wide voices. Super fun stuff. But since I couldn't learn all of that crazy, crazy tune, I'm going to play a little bit of T for Two for you on this one. So here's T for Two on Carl Kress's 1934 Gibson L-5. Carl Kress's 1934, custom ordered from Gibson for a massive endorser, Gibson L-5.
That was amazing. That was great.